Hi friends, Clyde here from Pixel Pro Displays. Great to see you all again on another Twinkle Tip Friday video. I have something special for you, something a little bit different. I haven't had a chance to record any of my own progress for the season this year other than the controller stuff, but I wanted to get into some of the build stuff. And I've got this project. I'm going to show you how I'm building and revamping my mini mega trees that I made back in 2015. So come along and have some fun with me. Welcome back, guys. Clyde here, Pixel Pro Displays. I want to share this video today with everybody. This is a project that I did a number of years ago. Let me throw that up on the screen here. And basically this was a project, a simple project I put together of mini trees. They were mini mega trees. They're 6 foot tall. They're taller than me. And they were made of 3-inch space 5-volt pixels with 6 strips at 150 pixels total. And at the time, pixels were more expensive, so I stretched them. You do what you can to get more use out of the space that you have. And the longer we're in the hobby, we come to find out that we want some real good density. And so one of the things that happened in 2016, 2017, Robert redesigned my light show, and I switched over and changed my entire front end of the yard. And when I did that, I ended up putting these in a box and pretty much forgetting them since 2017. So the last time these pixels have been plugged in was, roughly 9 years ago. So how did I build these? And if you saw the picture, basically you saw some strips hanging from the pole here. Now, if you look right here, I got a couple screws here. They're screwed into the top of this flange here. This is a pipe connector. This is a 3/4 inch to 2 inch pipe connector. And I used these screws. I put 6 holes in the top and I marked them out, kind of spread them out evenly. Then I would run the strip from up here all the way down to the ground, and I would take the strip and hang it on here. And at the bottom of the tree, I'd put the strip into the ground using this kind of a ground anchor. Now, these worked good, but the problem with these were when the wind would blow, these would pop out of the ground real easy. So it worked. It did its job, but it didn't do it as much or as well as I would have liked for it to do. So these went into a box and they never ever got used again until this year when I started tearing them apart and putting them back together. So what we have here, this is an 8-strip mini tree, and I want to call it a mega tree because it's almost 8 foot tall. But this tree has 2-inch space pixels now. I have 8 strips on it with 25, 50, 75, and 100 going up and down. And then I have 8 rows of those. And so it's 2 outputs on my controller. I run these with 5 volts. So basically I have a 5 volt, I have 2 outputs at 100 pixels each. So 200 pixels is what the tree is. And then I bought this Bethlehem star from Boscoyo Studios. You can pick this up. It's very, very inexpensive addition. And all I did was I pushed the extra 5-volt pixels I had from other projects, and I mounted it to a piece of 1/2-inch EMT and just slid it right down in there. This was an easy project for me to do just by using the things that I already had. And I don't know about you guys, but we spend a lot of money on our shows. Anytime that you can take something you already have and not have to spend too much money to make it into a newer project or revamp it so that it's something you can utilize again that you haven't used in many years. Nothing more exciting. There is nothing more exciting than being able to take something you haven't used and put it back into service as a new prop, redesigned and ready for a whole new area. So there's going to be a lot of things that I have to go through, a lot of cutting, and let's just get started. All right, let's take a look at how this tree is built. So here's the back side of the prop. The pole is exposed, and you can see the topper where we had 6 screws, and I added 2 more screws to add the 2 extra strips that will fill in the tree just a little bit more. Now, as we turn the tree around, you can see how the strips attach to the base. Down at the base, a 3/4 inch PVC tee is what connects and spreads the arms out to hold the strips in place. And attaching these strips to those arms are white bungee balls. We'll see that in the next image here. I ordered both the bungee balls and the tee off of Amazon. I only needed 4 of the tees, but I've ordered a 50-pack of the white bungee balls. Now that you see how the tree is put together, I'm going to begin tearing it apart. I know it sounds kind of silly, but I want to measure all of these parts again before we build the other 3 trees. So to do that, I'm going to take all the bungee balls that are holding the strips in place and remove those from the base arms. And then I'll remove the base tee with the arms off of the bottom of the tree. And then we'll move up to the topper and take the strips from the topper, and we'll also remove the topper itself. Once we have everything completely torn apart, we'll start measuring each piece and we'll have all the dimensions we need to build the new tree. One thing I noticed after I had the tree torn apart was that I had already measured everything and I had written the lengths on the PVC pipes. I completely forgot I had done this, but that's okay. At least this gives me a chance to show you that you can work backwards from an existing tree and get the measurements you need yourself. The original center mast measured 50.5 inches. Since I already have the original center mast cut to the correct size, I'm just going to use that as my template for the other 3 cuts off of the main mast that we're going to make on the other 3 pipes. This will give us a new center mast that matches identically with the original. After cutting the center mast, the piece of PVC we have left is 20 inches long, which works out perfectly. The 2 arms at the bottom of the tree are 10 inches long each, so we use the remaining piece to make our final cut, which is exactly 2 10-inch pieces, and we'll cut them in half. We'll use a marker and we'll use the PVC cutters to do so. Now it's rinse and repeat for the next 2 center mast poles and arms. Now it's time to start assembling the frame. We'll attach the T connector and the 2 arms at the bottom with our center mast extending up to the top of the tree. At the top, I'm using a 2-inch to 3/4 inch PVC reducer as the topper for our pixel strips. On the original tree, I installed 6 screws around the reducer, but for this build, I'm adding 2 more strips, so that means I need 2 additional screws. These screws give us the 8 attachment points around the reducer, allowing each of our 8 pixel strips to hang evenly from the top of the tree. And now it's a matter of just adding the reducer to the top of the pixel tree to create the topper. And we'll do that to all 4, and then we can begin adding all of our strips onto each tree. Now we can begin adding the pixel strips to the tree topper. As we begin putting everything together, we need to be mindful of how we're going to build this prop in xLights. The physical tree and the model we create in xLights need to match, so the order and placement of our strips is important. I'm also going to work from the center outwards, alternating from one side to the other. I'll attach 1 strip on the right and then 1 on the left, and continue working my way towards the outer edges. Doing it this way keeps the tension balanced across the tree. If I were to tighten all of the strips on one side first, then I could pull the center mast in that direction and make it much harder to properly tension and attach the strip to the opposite side of the tree. By alternating back and forth, we can keep everything centered and get a nice, even spacing across the entire tree withoout it leaning. Now that all the pixel strips are mounted, the last thing we need to do is connect them together to form our 2 strings of 100 count 5-volt pixels. Once those connections are made, the tree itself is ready to go. All right, and we're going to finish up now with the Bethlehem star that goes on top of it. This is a 50 count pixel star, and what I wanted to do is show you how I mounted this piece of EMT onto here. Now, I had some of these already cut to 2 feet long. They're sitting back here, and all I've done is I've drilled 2 holes right here in the center of the star, and then I used a zip tie and I went through the flute right there and made a connection there, and this star will sit just like that on top of the tree. So we'll go ahead and finish up with these. Oh, one more thing I want to mention is notice the arrow sticker. This is pointing up, or the top. This is my designation for the top of the prop. So whenever I mount it on the house from now on, I know that if this was a snowflake or a spinner or PPD wreath or something, that I know where the top is. So it makes it easier to mount each year. And whenever I'm putting it together with something, I know that I'm actually connecting to the right spot. It only takes a moment to drill 2 holes into each of the Coro props. I'll insert the zip tie, wrap it around, and then I'll lay the EMT section into the center of the star, and I'll zip tie around the EMT. And then I'll add the second zip tie and slip it through the Coro flutes, and that will help retain the star really well. All right, guys, we're back, and I want to show you how to quickly get this into xLights and get it running, because I have it all set up, but I want to show you how you could set up yours if you're interested in doing this project. And if you are, tell me what you think about the project so far down below. We're in the xLights layout now. Just know that that's the Boscoyo model for the Bethlehem star. It is he calls it the Boscoyo Beth Star 2. And here is the model for the mini tree. Now, is it a mini tree? I don't know. It's over 4 foot. That's a big tree. But at 6 foot, it's as tall as me. I think it's a mini mega. Let's go look at how we got this set up. Now, if you were watching the build, you'll know that we had it zigzagging up and down. So I used 2 strings of 100 count 5-volt pixels, and those 2 strings, there are only 100 pixels on each one. Those 2 strings zigzagged up and down 4 times. So if we look, right click here, we'll look on the wiring view. Now this is from the back. That'll always show you from the back whenever you ask it to. This is from the back side. And you were watching from the front. Well, we can change this to the front view. That make it easier for you. So there, down here in the bottom left, you can see that you start down here, and looking at it from the way that you were seeing it, it started way over here and went up and down. Then went back up and down, and that was 100 pixels. So once I did this, then the second output was exactly the same. Up, down, up, down. I went over here to the controller tab. This is the controller that's running on the Octa to go. Let me stop out putting the lights there. Here you can see that I uploaded. Now WLED took over and turned it on. But you can see the Bethlehem star there is on the first output, and tree string number 1 is on port 2. Tree string number 2 is on port 3. So we've already uploaded it to the controller. Let's have a look at a little bit of what the sequence looks like. I'll go ahead and here's the model preview, and let me make this a little bigger, and we'll go ahead and play it out. Oh, I'll put the lights. I think that this is really high definition for what it is. I mean, 2-inch spacing with about 1.5 inches apart at the base. I think that's a great test. Well, there you have it, guys. That's everything I have for you in this week's Twinkle Tip Friday video. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a lesson of take something that you already have and turn it into something new, something that you can add back into your show, something that you can reinvent, because nothing makes me happier than taking something that has been sitting and not being loved or cared for or appreciated and putting it back into service and making it something that other people, whenever they see it, are going to be like, oh, wow, that's so cool. How did you do that? So I hope this video was helpful, informative. I hope you learned something. I hope maybe I inspired you to go in and create your own mini tree, PVC mini tree, or mini mega tree, or a simple frame for your mini trees. It cost me nothing because I already had it, but these are really inexpensive pieces that you could go to any big box store, pick up. You know, the bungee balls, you need some PVC, a PVC tee. I used EMT in the 3/4 inch that slides the star right inside the center pole there, and I just need a couple screws to retain it through the back side of it. So other than that, I mean, it really didn't cost me a whole lot of money to do this project, and nothing makes me happier than when we have a project that really doesn't take a lot to put forward, but when you already have all the supplies and you can just dive in and start working on it, that's a good feeling. All right, guys, that's everything I have for you. Don't forget to hit the like button on the bottom of the video if you haven't done yet, so please hit the subscribe button, and don't forget the bell for notifications so you never miss another Twinkle Tip Friday video. Also, remember, we do every Tuesday night an awesome PPD Zoom get-together. Either it's going to be a webinar or it's a open mic night where it's an open Q&A session where you can ask questions, get your mind straight in the hobby, and get people who are also like-minded to help answer your questions with their experiences as well as ours. So every Tuesday we're in our PPD webinar Zoom room. You're welcome to join us. And if you appreciate the things we do here at Pixel Pro Displays, it would be fantastic if you would join the PPD Sequence Club. When you join our annual PPD Sequence Club, you get 12 awesome sequences, one new song every month. You get a choice of 3 different songs. One's always brand new, but we call this the triple play, and we change the songs every single month. They are fantastic choices, and you get yourself a wonderful library, a variety of songs. Not just songs that you think are good, but songs that have been tested, tried and true. Some are brand new, just hit the streets, and some are classics, and others are just wonderful songs. So, guys, if you would give us a huge thumbs up for today's video, we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us. Take care, and goodbye for now.